happy Halloween. So, thank you all for adjusting your schedules and doing this meeting on Halloween. Actually, I was off on Monday in Lexington, Kentucky. So that's a beautiful place. So it was a nice vacation day for me. I thought that I would share the most scary character I've ever seen as a young child, and you guys will remember this in 1973. There she is. Oh yeah, I'll quickly get off of that. Yeah, so Linda Blair. So let's get started. I wanted to tell everyone, thanks to Dale's team, we installed a nice little hand ledge here for those of you that would like to step up here and talk, so you can grab this and make it a little bit easier for you. I also know that you all had a great party last night, and I wanted to thank Beth and her team, Jen. Also want to thank Diane, because Diane had done a nice spread too, and I seen the liquor bottles and all that kind of stuff. Actually, Joanne, who went to it last night, texted me and said, "You're lucky we re-upped the liquor license. We went through it last night." So, all right, so let's do our committee updates here. All right, how about building and grounds, John? John, you can be the first one to check this out. All right, go ahead.
Well, good morning, everyone. Again, I'm substituting for Royce since he's once again in the hospital. So, but with November already upon us, the Mason Pointe grounds, I think, are in good shape, thanks to Dale and his group for going into the winter. And I have only a few topics to report on this morning. First of all, the fall landscaping. The planting of fall flowers is complete. Hope you enjoy them as you drive by. And most pruning and tree trimming is finished for the fall. So we're finishing phase one. Obviously, come spring, we'll begin phase two. Maybe the highlight is at the sauna. Several people have mentioned that. And it is installed and in operation. And I've heard nothing but good reports about how it is working and the ease of working with it. So just be careful when, if you're the first time user as one of the saunas. The window cleaning, the deck, patio, and window washing has been completed. I think the fish company did an excellent job on that. They were in and out, and at least for us, it was almost a non-event. So the deep cleaning of apartments are still underway, and you'll be notified a couple of days before the cleaning is scheduled, so you'll be ready and know that they might be coming. Probably a follow-up on the curb markers. The light markers and reflective paint on the curbs were installed at entrance 1. We mentioned that at the last meeting. And as a test to help make the entrance more visible to drivers, particularly at night. Likewise, the curbs at entrance 2 were also painted with reflective paint, and we're continuing to look at those and to test those and to see if we need to do anything else. So far, I think it's in good shape as we walk around the grounds that we're beginning to make this a really beautiful place. That's all I have. Thank you. We'll wait for
Thanks, Dan. All right, employee appreciation.
Thank you. We have a wonderful committee, and they work really, really hard. And the person who was going to give the update today, unfortunately, was not able to be here. And I don't have other members on there who like to do a lot of public speaking. So, just bear with me. This is from the committee. They wanted to say, first, thank you to everyone who has already made your gift for the staff Christmas, that financial gift. Also wanted to let you know that if you've not made your gift, there's still time to do that. You still have about 3.5 weeks. The final date that we can receive a gift and be able to get it in this year's will be November the 27th. That's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. We have to get this in by the 1st of December in order to have everything processed so that they receive their gift at the Christmas party, okay? Second, they wanted to let you know that we have 2 staff appreciation events taking place in November. On Monday the 25th, all the staff are going to be picking up a pie for Thanksgiving to take home. And then on Friday, November the 29th, and on Monday, December the 2nd, we'll be handing out the staff Christmas t-shirts. And what they're going to receive, what you've picked out for them is a red t-shirt that on the front pocket right here, it says Mason, it has our logo, and it says Mason Pointe Resident Employee Appreciation. So they know the shirt is from you. On the back, there's a big Christmas tree, and it also has a string of colorful lights. And your message to the staff is, you light up our lives. The staff would be encouraged to wear these shirts every Friday through the end of the year. I like the choice of the word there that said, be encouraged. I'm sorry, that's a joke. The staff love to wear t-shirts. They're always looking for LSS some type that they can wear, so that's kind of a given. Also, if you would like to help, there are specific times that we're going to be handing these out to the staff. So if any of you would like to volunteer to work on those days to help hand those out, you can let any one of the committee members know that you would like to help, okay? I do believe that's everything we had on there. And I would like to do a very quick announcement. You'll be getting your flyer next week, and that is, that advancement. Every year we do a thank you event, a social hour. Well, we've done Christmas the last 2 years, so we're not going to do Christmas this year. We're going to do a Thanks for Giving, an autumn stroll through Mason Pointe. We're actually going to do it on Wednesday, November the 20th. It'll be from 4 to 6. And yes, we're still going to have all sorts of festive foods and fall-type foods, fall special spirits. The difference is we're going to be up in this room. We're going to have it all set up because it's sort of the multi-purpose room plus. What we're going to do is create a stroll for you so that you can see a photo art gallery and celebrate all the ways that we are growing our culture together. A big part of your giving, besides the financial support and all the wonderful things we're doing for so many, everything here and the staff, is absolutely celebrating you. It's everything you do every day in the life of this community is the greatest gift that you give. So when you see the invitation, the flyer come out, be sure and get registered for that because we're going to have a really fun photo gallery to see all of you doing the wonderful things that you do. Any questions? Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, food committee. Yes, Terry.
I wasn't listening. Thanks. Pays to listen. I wasn't. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. First, I would like to talk a little bit about the market. Christine, would you mind standing? Christine has done an incredible job updating and upscaling the market, and she continues to do so. She works very hard at this pricing, getting tags on the items, and we're all very grateful. Thank you, Christine.
Thank you all.
We have 3 new servers. LaWanda, who I think many of you have met, she's very outgoing, so I think we've gotten to know her a little faster maybe. April and Nick, not to be confused with Nick O'Neill. Nick Klein is a server who has just started. So let's say that 2 of the things that the comment cards have been very good about, letting people know what you would like in the market. And Christine and her crew really appreciate that. Also for the specials, and menu items. So just remember to fill out those cards because they really do like getting them. One of the things that came up from the cards that was put into place was leftover things from the menu. For example, some of you are going to turn up your nose, but parsnips, people wanted parsnips that were left over put in the market, and they were, and they sold. So we were very happy about that. So leftovers may show up there, especially if people ask for them. One of the complaints that we've gotten is that running out of items on the chef special and the weekly specials. And sometimes the running out is pretty early in the evening. And I asked about that, and the reason is some of the menu items are new, and therefore they don't know how to quantify them yet. So they're working on that. They will continue to work on it, and hopefully that will get better. I'm going to talk now a lot about buffets, which seem to be always an issue. So, first of all, make reservations for your buffets. If you just show up without a reservation, you may have to wait to be seated until there's an opening. Do you understand what I'm saying about that? Because that's what would happen in a restaurant if you didn't make a reservation and showed up. It's what's going to happen here as well. It's okay to show up, but you will have to wait till there's an opening on space. But please make the reservation so you don't have to wait. On buffet days, there will be no breakfast. And there are no pizza buffets November and December. Okay, that's a comment card. Another change is no more carryouts after dining in at the buffets. And you know that we did try having carryouts, limited carryouts from people putting things, could take home what they've had on their plate. Well, guess what? Multiple plates were showing up a couple of places, and that got brought to the committee. It did not get addressed to dining directly, it got brought to the committee. So now, no carryouts after dining in at the buffets. I'm sorry, but when one of us abuses a situation, rules have to increase. If you order a takeout buffet, you will get 1 large, which you can do because somebody can't come to the dining room and so on. You get 1 large and 1 small container. So those will be, it's all right to do that. If you're sick or somebody or your partner can't come, go ahead and do that. You can order a takeout buffet and you will be charged as usual. The Veterans Day buffet, I'm going to get into specifics. Veterans Day is the 11th of November. Veterans eat free, not veteran spouses or friends or grandfriends or whatever, but the veterans eat free. But all others will be charged as usual. The buffet will open about 10:30 before the program ends for the people who didn't go to the program. Otherwise, it will be immediately following the program. Is that clear? Does that everybody understand? Okay. Thanksgiving. The menu for Thanksgiving buffet will come out on November the 12th after the Veterans Buffet, and the sign-up will begin then on the 12th. Christmas and New Year's Eve buffets, I'll mention these again, will be regular dining service with an upscale special on the evening meal. I don't remember what it was last year, but I think it had lobster and something, and it was very popular. So on the eves, that's the eves. Regular dining with an upscale menu option on those days. Christmas Day will be brunch style from 10 to 2, and New Year's Day will be more lunch style and 11 to 3. So sign up because it's important to do that. Southern Comfort ends on the 9th. And the other thing is that if you have a special event, your family coming in, a large number, small number, whatever, and you need Madison's and her team's help with a catering event, please sign up now. The slots are going. For example, last week, they did a celebration of life, and a couple of days later, a family member came in from that celebration of life, so impressed that they scheduled 2 more events. So please schedule those events because they are filling up. And people who've lived here a long time knew to sign up for those a couple of weeks ago. So please sign up. They don't want to ever be able to have to say no to you and your friends or family that you're bringing in, but they may have to because there is a limit. It's not infinite. So, any questions? Thank you very much. You can look for details on the dates in the Gazette and on Uniguest. Thank you.
All right, lifestyle.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I want to say it has been requested of us that we keep our report brief, so I will attempt to do that. And Mary Fisher and I, as you know, co-chair the Lifestyle Enrichment Committee, and we will be alternating giving our reports the same amount of information, but we will alternate. So first of all, I have to ask, please, everyone, I hope you have looked at the orange activity sheet for this month, which is again full of wonderful opportunities and a variety of things. To highlight a few, the brass concert tickets for the performance at Manchester Methodist Church will go on sale today in the mailroom at 1:45, and there are extra tickets for those who, have their own transportation. Veterans Day program is scheduled for November 11th. Everyone is welcome. Also, those who were previously on the wait list for the National Weather Station, another trip is scheduled for November 8th. If you cannot make that, please take your name off the list or let one of the staff know. We will be having a presentation from AARP, when to give up your keys. And then a couple of musical things coming that you all know I love. Aerial Clarinet Quartet will be coming to us, the returning November 4th at 11. Traveling Minstrels, November 12th. Stages will be, transportation will be provided for season ticket holders for the upcoming season. Denise can answer those any questions you might have after the meeting. I understand that several people enjoyed shopping trips that were a new addition to our schedule. And we want to ask you to please remember to sign up for activities you plan to attend on Uniguest, as this is how our staff can track participation. And let us know, your neighborhood enrichment chairs, Mary and I, or any of your reps on the committee, if you have ideas that you'd like to be pursued for programs. Thank you and enjoy life at Mason Pointe.
All right, so let's do wellness.
I'm a rebel, I'm standing now.
Okay.
I have to be different. I just can't stand to do it the same as everybody else. Yes, the sauna is open, and I'd like to add a little something to what the buildings and building and grounds had. Every second Friday of the month at 2 p.m., Beth will be doing orientation tours. So this is once a month, but the space is limited. So we need you to sign up on Uniguest if you would like that orientation. This is for your safety, for your information. And the 14th of November is World Diabetes Day. I wish it was a whole month, but it's just a day. So we're going to pretend it's a whole month, and we have a guest speaker for you who's going to speak on diabetes, and it's Kyle. If you remember Kyle, he's doing some other things, so he should be familiar to you. It's going to be in the theater at 3 p.m. You'll see all this on Uniguest and on that colored sheet. Going with the diabetes theme, this is kind of interesting. Now that we have a diabetes month, the diabetes support group is not meeting in November and December. But that's because of the holidays, so it does make sense. And staying with the Kyle theme, we have a blood pressure assessment that was new last month. So I just wanted to remind you this month that it's the second Tuesday of every month in the fitness room at 2 p.m. And they're doing your blood pressure, your oxygen, your heart rate. You've got a card you can record. What'd I say? Tuesday. Oh, I've got Tuesday. It's Tuesday, Beth. It's on here. I'm sorry. She says it's the second Wednesday at 2 o'clock. Yes, at least I got something right. So you'll have a card that you can record these on and bring it back every month. All right, I have a couple of events. One is new, and one I just want to remind you about John's DePere Park Walk on November 7th. He usually walks around here, but on the 7th he will be going to DePere Park, and he would like you to sign up so he knows how big of a vehicle he needs to bring to transport everybody. Not that I think there's going to be 40 people or anything, but on the 14th of November, now this is new, we have Phyllis from LSS Home Care. She's the liaison, Phyllis Hall. She will be here to talk to you about volunteering in hospice or the care center. Now this is important for those of us who want to volunteer. She's actually got some specific people over in the care center that she would like you to help. That's hospice. She'll talk to you about the other opportunities we have here. And I think this would be good for all of us to attend, to try to help some other people. We all want to have meaning in our lives. So. And I'm done. I don't take questions, so I'm done.
All right, thank you. All right, hook and needle.
Good morning. I don't see Judy in the audience, so I'm going to try and do this for her. We have some new things in Hook and Needle. We have some of these that are nice for the shelf or for your table. This one is Welcome Friends. And we have another kind that says Give Thanks. So we have those. They were donated to us. And also, I don't want to forget about these fancy spoons or ladles, whatever you would like to call them. We have them kind of in a light stain and others in a little bit darker stain. So those are available. We have lots of other gifts. We just got a nice donation of jewelry. So if you're interested in that, and we're getting ready for Christmas. And don't forget, we have free cards for people to pick up. The kindness of the staff, they've given us the cards that they've received. So that kind of is a short report. Does anybody have any questions? If you're looking for alterations, we have the business card of the lady who comes here and does alterations. Thank you.
All right, do we have the library here today or not? So,
No reports.
Okay, thank you. No report. Let's do veterans. Hank?
Hello and welcome, everybody. As already has been mentioned, our next Veterans meeting is on Veterans Day, which is November the 11th. It starts at 10 and probably lasts about an hour. And there's a lunch following that where veterans eat free. And the lunch is going to start around 10:30 for those of you that don't attend the meeting and just want to go to eat. That's at 10:30. And again, this is November the 11th, which is not the first Tuesday of the month that we usually meet, and it's not at 9:30 when we usually meet. It's at 10 o'clock on November the 11th, which happens to be the second Tuesday of the month, I think also. And there will be a speaker, Mark Stumwell, who is the director of the Soldiers Memorial in St. Louis. He'll be speaking on the history of Veterans Day and something about also the Soldiers Memorial. So in December, we are going to have a speaker on DAR, Daughters of the American Revolution. So that'll be a December meeting. So November is November the 11th at 10 o'clock, and all Mason Pointe residents are invited to attend. Thank you, and we'll see you on November the 11th, right?
We're going to announce the new move-ins, and I think some of them are here today. Bev McLaughlin, would you stand up, if you all don't mind? Stand. Bruce and Lynn Geiger. Elizabeth Bennett, or Ellen Bennett. David and Ruth Heeman. Jerry Eichman. Oh, yeah, there they are. Is Jerry Eichman here? And David and Ellen Nisi. Hopefully they'll be at the next meeting and we'll announce them again. Thank you.
Any workshop report? All right. All right, the first slide I want to share with all of you, Kay Wood. Everyone knows Kay over here. Kay was one of 8 women photographers who were chosen to have their art exhibited in the show in the St. Louis Community College exhibit. So I wanted to share that with you. Great job, Kay. And a personal story from Kay. When I first got here and I brought my family in to tour the community, and we all got our picture taken, and she shared a nice photo with me and put it in a frame, so I just really appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right. So I've got a lot to cover, so I wanted to just quickly go through some of these slides, but I wanted to throw this on there. Sometimes I get these questions. All of our staff get these types of questions. What's the difference between assisted living and independent living? So as most of you know, assisted living provides around-the-clock support for daily activities. Ideal if you need ADLs or bathing things, medication management, those kinds of things. Someone to oversee you 24 hours a day, okay? Independent is more autonomous. It's focusing on maintenance-free living, although you can still have some help or assistance in your apartment. For the most part, you don't need 24-hour supervision. So it's one of the reasons why I brought Claire Rubemeyer in last month to give a little presentation as what she can provide independent living residents. And I put Claire's phone number down here. She's our social service coordinator, and she's spending a lot more time now in independent living trying to assist residents that need a little bit of help in their apartment. So just a basic overview there of the two differences. So last month, it was sort of that topic of, do we provide COVID tests and that for independent living residents? I think at one point we were, because we had an abundance of tests, but we no longer have that. Remember, tests are about $10 a piece, and we have to pay for those for our residents. And if you get a case of 100 tests, you can see how that can add up, and we need to keep those for our assisted living and care center residents. So the great thing is the market now has COVID tests if you'd like to purchase them, okay? So, but also, let me find my little, there it is. 4 free COVID tests at covidtest.gov. If you go there, they'll ship them right to your apartment, okay? Emergency preparedness, this has been kind of a hot topic this month. Let me move away from this presentation and pull this up for you all. So you all recognize that? Everybody recognize this, where you can get on Uniguest. If you go to community information and go down to an emergency preparedness information here, we can go through these. And I'll briefly go through, sorry about that, I'll briefly go through some of these things. So earthquakes. What are we going to do during an earthquake? Hold on for dear life, probably. So this has many bullet points of some specific things that you can do to help protect yourself. Securing heavy shelves in the with the walls in your apartment. Avoid walking or running during the hurricane. Crawl away from windows. Obviously, those windows, if it's a bad one, it's going to break, and that glass could break. Considering aftershocks, those kinds of things. Having a desk or something that you can crawl under, I know it's difficult. And if we're going through that situation, it's probably more of a fall to the floor and get under something. But earthquake is one of those things that's very difficult to prepare yourself for, because it's going to happen like that. Okay, so tornadoes, probably something that we can plan a little bit better for the most part. Our staff is going to keep you where we feel like you're safe. Does everybody know the difference between a watch and a warning? Okay? Which one are we most concerned about? A warning. Because that means a tornado has been sighted in the area. A watch just means that the conditions are favorable. So, during this event, you're obviously going to move away from windows if you have curtains, those kinds of things. Some people may want to go to the hallway. Some people may feel comfortable going downstairs into the parking garage. That's fine too. We are going to monitor it on our end with our weather radios. Some of you may have those as well. And do what we can to make our residents safe here. We have specific things that we do in the assisted living and the care center. But here, with you all being in your apartment, I think the main thing is getting to the central location of your apartment, away from your windows, maybe a bathroom, hallway, anything like that. Okay? That's just a general thing. You all can read through some of these things, but that's a general practice. Fire would be more of a common occurrence in apartment buildings and things like that. Just remember, alarms throughout the building will not sound until smoke exits your apartment and activates a common area detector. So if there's a fire in the hallway and smoke triggers the smoke detector in the hallway, that's when you're going to hear the sirens and the strobe lights you'll see. If it's in your apartment, it's not going to trigger an entire building issue. So what to expect if the hallway or common area, alarms throughout the building will sound and strobes will flash. Fire panels are located at each building entrance and shows the location of the fire, and residents at Mason Pointe may use this to determine where the fire is located. An overhead paging system will then be used to announce the location of the fire. All elevators will not work at that time. So you cannot get on those elevators when those alarms and strobes are going off. I think a big point here is the last bullet point. When the fire department arrives on site, they oversee the situation. Mason Pointe staff and residents should follow their direction. If you're in a common area, you're down at dinner and these things are going off, our staff are going to keep you in and remain in place as long as you're in a safe area. Okay? So that's fire. Like I said, and to save time, I can't go through all of it too much detail, but power outages are the same. What to expect that will be operable during a power outage: community center elevators, sliding doors at the entrance, key card readers, emergency lighting in the corridors, garage door, HVAC in the community center, and then a limited number of outlets located in common spaces. So most of those things are on our generator. The things that you can expect to be out of, most likely dining venues and food service venues will have to be altered, as you might expect. Apartment lights, appliances, heating and cooling, those things are not on our generator, all of your apartment appliances. Landline telephones, I think for the most part, most of us use probably a cell, but your landline will not. And then cable television, which is in the next slide. All right. Yes, ma'am.
Explain what a fire panel is.
A fire panel is something that our staff can look at. It's just a panel in the wall that shows the location of the smoke detector that is going off, so that we know exactly where to go during a fire. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Parking. Parking's been a little topic this month. Will not issue additional or guest parking spaces. This is what I'm talking about here is the garage spaces, okay? If you make a deal with another resident, obviously in the handbook it says that these things are not allowed, but there's no possible way that I can police 200 people and somebody making a deal on their garage space with a friend of theirs. If that happens, if you're making a deal with somebody that says, hey, you can park in my parking space, I no longer have a vehicle, just know that if you ever move, that deal that you all have made has to go away. That new person moving into the community has to have that parking space. And we just need to stay consistent on this. You know, do we have extra spaces when an apartment's not occupied? Yes, but you know, we get into those situations and we need to just stay consistent. I'm sharing this. This is very difficult to see. I realize that, but I wanted to give you an update as to how these garage spaces were determined. So this is the actual garage on the ground floor. So if you are on the first, second, third floor and you are close to the elevator in one of these apartments, so you got an elevator here and you're very close. The idea was then that your garage space would be further away. So the closer that you live to an elevator, the further away your garage space is. The further away that you live from an elevator, the closer your garage space is. Does that make sense? And I think that was the reason why, and it makes sense to me, was we're trying to have the least amount of walking for all residents and not just some. So I wanted to give you that. This is something that I learned through our marketing team. This is how they determine those things at the beginning of construction. So it does make sense to me. All right, so landscaping, John talked about this already. So I think that's looking really good. Fall is here, obviously. We're starting to lose the leaves on the trees. So the reflective paint, I won't go over this anymore. John went through that. Windows and decks. I think you all are happy with the window cleaning. I think that went pretty well. There was a few hiccups here and there, but overall it was pretty good. Spectrum. Has anybody had any cable TV issues? Okay. I knew you did. See, I asked the question, I already knew the answer. So, the first thing I want to say is Anthony Merciel. Is it Seal or Cell? Seal. Anthony Merciel. He is the new residential environmental coordinator. He works for LSS, not Spectrum. So I want to let you all know that. So it's been a big issue, not just at Mason Pointe, I promise you. It's at all of our LSS communities and Spectrum. To be honest, they just showed up one day in our assisted living area and said, hey, we're here to install boxes. And we didn't know anything about it. So that was the start of it. It has progressed into even more poor communication and poor service, to say the least. One time we hear, well, some people are getting boxes because some of the newer residents already had the updated boxes, or some people are getting boxes because they don't have the ability to record, and all this different kind of miscommunication. Then we started to really have trouble getting them to come back. So I reached out to our home office and asked for some help from them, maybe at a higher level at Spectrum. And they are helping with that. This is also going on at Merrimack Bluffs is a big area they're having these issues with. So Anthony has really kind of taken this lead in his first month of employment. So he's getting a good test here in trying to really get you all up to speed. I can tell you that he's done everything he can possibly do. It's really a Spectrum issue that we're dealing with. This is not unusual and something that I've dealt with in my past as well. So I know some of you are probably still having some issues. I think assisted living and the care center is done. Still having issues, never mind. So I wanted to give you what we know about this and what we are trying to continue to do. Anthony's been with Spectrum or trying to get a hold of Spectrum every day since he's been here. So we will continue to do whatever we can to get past this. Transportation, I just threw this on here just to remind everyone again, transportation hasn't changed. Everything is running the same free Mondays and Wednesdays, all that kind of stuff. So nothing's changed. Surveys, you all did surveys. Thank you very, very much. I wanted to tell you that as of yesterday, I didn't check today, we had 146 out of 204 surveys returned for 72%. I think the goal for LSS is 55%. So this is very good. It's probably a little bit higher now, so some people have done a few extra maybe. And then I just threw on the care center, we were at 78%, and the assisted living, we were at 76%. I wanted to throw this on there as we get close to the holiday seasons and Christmas and things like that, because the scammers are coming at a high level. And I know one resident was scammed just the last several weeks, and it was a good one, because they're very good at what they do. So just keep this in mind. If anybody's asking for social security numbers and bank account numbers and things like that over the phone, banks don't do that. Okay? If it's the IRS calling you on the phone, the IRS doesn't call you on the phone. So just know, be very diligent about this. You know, sometimes, I mean, they are very good. Hey, I've heard some where they've said, Grandma, this is your grandson. They've gotten your grandson's name and everything. Right. Okay. I need your help. I need money sent for whatever reason. Maybe he's in jail or something like that. And people have gotten scammed on that. So just be very careful about that moving forward here. Expansion. So mark this date. On November 12th, you're going to start seeing a little bit of activity on the property. What you're going to see mostly is some fencing put up, mainly around the ring road here as you go past the community center. You're not going to see demolition at that time, because there's going to be a lot of things that are happening inside the old health center here, okay? So you're going to start seeing that fencing going up, but the main thing I wanted to talk to you all about, sorry about that, hold on just a second. Move away from this presentation and get this for you. I know this is difficult to see, okay? But I'll point out what I can here for all of you. So currently we're sitting right here. You everybody see that red? Sure. Sitting right there. That's where we're at, okay? So what's going to happen is, as you come out, the garage is over here, obviously. There's a garage here, okay, and then one down here. If you come out this way, you are no longer going to be able to travel past the community center to the health center side. Okay? So, most of you, let's say you're coming out of the garage, well, obviously you're going left and getting out onto the outer road. Okay? Or you can go down this way and get on the outer road at entrance 1. Okay? So entrance 1 is basically down here. This is entrance 2. And then this is entrance 3 over here at this right corner. Okay? Top of the hill. Okay? So, okay, she's...
Dim the lights. There you go.
Okay, so I'll go over that again. Here we are, right here. Okay? So, You're coming out of the garage. Typically, you're making a left to get out on the outer road, right? Okay, this is entrance 2, right here. Garage to the outer road. Entrance 1 is basically back here. Okay? So, if you come up this entrance and you want entrance number 2 and you want to go to the care center, you're not going to be able to do that. This is going to be shut down right here, just past the community center. Okay? If you come in entrance 3 and you want to get to the independent living building, you're not going to be able to do that. Okay? So entrance 3 is up here in the right-hand corner. Care center and assisted living right in this area.
Can you see the red light? I can't see it. We just can't.
Okay, so just know, does everyone know where entrance 3 is? Okay, if you come in entrance 3, right there, and you come around the road, you're not going to be able to get into the IL any longer. Okay? So, if you're traveling eastbound on Highway 40 and you get off at Mason Road, obviously you cannot get into entrance 1 because it's pretty much past it, right? Entrance 2 is very dangerous to just cut over and get into entrance 2, okay? So if you're traveling eastbound, it would be best to get off at the 141 exit and come down the outer road. Okay? Does that make sense to everyone?
Yes.
No? Did I hear a no? If you're coming eastbound on 40, you're going to get off at 141 exit, and then you're going to just come down the outer road, and then you can go into entrance 1 or 2. Very simple. Okay? If you're going westbound on 40, obviously you can't come down Mason Road because it's only one way. So you're going to get off at Maryville, make a left, you're crossing the highway, back to the outer road on Mason Road. And then you can enter any entrance that you want. Okay? But if you go into entrance 3 and you want to get into IL and you know, hey, well, I made a mistake, you're going to come into the entrance, you'll still be able to turn around, but you'll have to go all the way back out and do the loop again. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. If you're in the IL portion, entrance 1 and 2, and you meant to go to the third entrance so you could go to assisted living and the care center, you're going to come in. We're here, remember? You're still going to be able to turn around in the community center, but you'll have to go right back out. And then that's easier because then you're just going to make a right and go into entrance 3. Okay? So just know the main thing is this road right outside here is going to be shut down right here. And it's going to be shut down over here. Okay? The blue lines that you see that are very difficult to see, this is going to be temporary fencing and things like that. So I don't think this is going to happen on November 12th, that exact day. But I want to give you guys a hard date as to this is when you're going to start seeing some things happening on the property. Okay? But at some point, most likely end of November, I don't know for sure, but most likely once they start demoing that building, obviously that's going to be shut down totally. So right outside the community center is going to be shut down. Okay?
Question.
We
Yes.
have a question.
Yes.
So it's been asked in the back if you're going to be able to provide a printed map, since the details on this are so challenging to see.
Yeah.
If that can be provided in a hard copy.
Well, yes, we'll put this on Uniguest so people can see the hard copy as well. We can do a hard copy too. Okay? Hold on.
Well, here, we'll ask Mike a question.
Gonna
Okay,
get the mic to you.
I have a question. Will we be able to go through the building over to assisted living?
Yes, that does not change.
Okay,
Yeah. Walking through the building to get over to that area does not change. Only the driving piece.
Wade, the okay, go ahead. The sidewalk, there's a sign down there that says sidewalks will be closed. That means we can no longer walk at the circuit.
So you'll no longer be able to walk this ring road any longer that goes around the community center. Now we are adding some additional sidewalk areas to connect sidewalks to be anything on the other side of this blue fence you'll be able to access. And this is a sidewalk. You'll see this orange. This is an additional sidewalk that we are adding to connect other sidewalks. Okay? So that way you can enter into the assisted living piece and all that. So none of this changes other than we're adding some additional sidewalk. The only thing that is changing, everyone, is the way that you can travel with your car. Okay?
What is access to the community center from, you say we have visitors that want to meet us at the community center. What's the best entrance for them to use?
Well, the best entrance would be either parking out here in the employee lot. Well, we call it the employee lot, but residents can go out there too. But currently, they're coming in either the independent living building, or if they're parking right outside of the community center.
Yeah, how do you get to that
park.
lot? Entrance 3?
Entrance 1 and 2. Entrance 1 and 2 is the only entrance that you're going to be able to get into the
To
IL.
the community center.
I have a feeling most people
No, I
are
didn't
only
say
using
IL.
entrance 1 and
It's the
2.
community center.
Hold on.
Go through that.
Okay.
You can get to the.
What entrance do you all enter in when you come into the community? 1 and 2. I've not heard a 3 yet. So continue to do what you're doing. How about that? That's easy. Continue to do what you're doing. Don't worry about entrance 3 unless you are going up there for the health center or the assisted living. And if you're living here, you're just going to walk through the building anyways.
Before you show or print these and give them to everybody, that does not have independent living on it at all. There's another entry there to the left. That's entry 2 and 3 you got up there.
I'm going to provide appropriate information for you.
Okay,
This
well, that's
is
just 2 and 3.
This is just a map. Here's entrance 2.
Where is entry 2?
Sorry, hold on. Entrance
Entry
2.
2 is at the left-hand corner.
Entrance 2 is right up here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. But independent living isn't shown at all.
You all will get the appropriate map. Okay? This is just a preliminary thing that I'm showing to start getting this out there. You all come in, entrance 1 and 2, continue to do that. I should have made this easier.
Will we be able to access the community center entrance and the parking lot there?
Yes.
So it'll be cut off after that parking lot?
Yeah, the only thing that you're not going to be able to do is go past the community center.
Okay.
towards assisted living and care center. Okay? I'll provide the map. And it'll be readable.
I want you to provide a map with a hard copy, not just on guest, or I call it Touchtown. I don't like that
Yes.
name.
I'm gonna provide a hard copy and on Uniguest. When you're gonna see what it looks like when I get to see what it looks like. So the renderings are being worked on. I seen a couple of them just this week, guys. I promise you, as soon as I get them, you're gonna see them. I've said this the last meeting too. I promise you, you're gonna get them right off the bat. That way I don't have this question again, huh? No, I'm teasing, but you're going to see it when I see it. I promise you that. Okay? But like I said, I only seen 2 renderings of just 2 rooms of the community this week. So they're still working on it, and we should have them soon. As soon as we do, remember guys, this is a 2-year project. So I've got time to show you all this. All right, anything else about that? Cool. Let's get off this subject, but okay. So, the last thing I wanted to bring Michelle up. Where's Michelle? Oh, there she is. She wanted to talk about a couple things.
Hello. Okay. Yeah, the second one. So we are doing our employee party for Christmas, December 12th. And for desserts this year, we wanted to reach out to all of you and see if you're willing to bake some desserts or donate some desserts for the employees for that party. So if you could sign up with me by November 27th, just send me an email, let me know what you're gonna make, how much you're gonna make, and that way we can supplement what we don't have. But we thought it would kind of be a fun way for you all to show your thanks to the employees and get involved in that party a little bit. So my email's up here. It's also on Uniguest or on a card in 40 West. So if you guys will donate, let us know. Thank you.
All right, on my other topics section here, I wanted to also mention this. If you do not want deliveries left at your door when you are out of town, please let Michelle Rahm know this. She's our concierge, and they will be held in the storage room until you return. All other deliveries will be delivered to your apartment by our volunteers. And obviously, if you have any questions, contact Joanne or any one of us. Okay? Make sense? Did you have something? Oh, yeah. Thank you. Last time, I think we discussed, is that the DNR?
Yes.
DNR forms?
Yeah.
Some of you asked about do not resuscitate forms, and some of you keep those forms in your freezer. Does that make sense? Yeah. You guys are keeping them in like a Ziploc bag and put it in your freezer. We have some DNR forms here if you don't have one and want to fill one out. So it is very helpful for our emergency teams when they come in. If something were to happen to you in your apartment, they'll go to your freezer, pull that Ziploc bag, look at medication lists, your DNR form, those kinds of things. So, any questions other than transportation around the community? Yes.
I wanted to add a few things on the DNR. The DNR is only for the hospital. So if you're outside the hospital, like anywhere else on this campus, or if the EMS comes to assist you, the DNR will not work. You need an OH DNR, which is out of hospital, do not resuscitate.
That's what this is.
That's what she's got? Okay.
This is out of hospital.
I also wanted to clarify that it's not a requirement, it's an option. If you want one, do it. If you don't want it, don't do it.
Absolutely.
I also wanted to say that it's also available on Missouri's website. The state of Missouri has their own form, and I wanted to point out that many states don't recognize another state's OHDNR or DNR. So if you came from Illinois and you have one of those, it's not going to work in Missouri, so you need to do another one. And they're very, you don't have to go to a lawyer. You can print the form off or grab it for them there. It only requires your signature, a physician's signature, and an adult witness. They make it easy for you.
Yes, thank you very much. I thought I had maybe seen it on Uniguest, but maybe it is.
It's on resources.
Resources. So if you go to, where's my resource? There it is. Community resources. Is it up? What am I missing? Oh, okay. So out of hospital DNR form. So this is the same one that we're handing out now. So you can always pull it off here too. All right. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Happy Halloween.